Welcome back to another episode of Story Behind the Story. I'm your host, John Walker, and I am appreciatively joined by Maddie Mapes, a news reporter from the Northwest Missourian. Maddie, thank you so much for joining us today. And first and foremost, you are here to talk about a new grant for UPD. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the grant is a $300,000 grant, which is a huge deal.
Yeah.
It's a big chunk of money,
Right.
but it's spread out over the span of 3 years, and it was granted to them from the Department of Justice, from the Office of Violence Against Women.
Alrighty, and I guess what are they planning to use that money for over the next 3 years?
They're going to use it for not only their trainings for situations with sexual assaults and sexual assault survivors, but they will also be sending some of that money or funneling some of it to Mosaic, where they will use that money for SANE nurses, which are sexual assault nurse examiners.
How cool do you think that is, that they're not only limiting that to people that are on campus, but also sending that to Mosaic as well?
Oh yeah, that's amazing, because we haven't had a SANE nurse in our community since Mosaic bought out St. Francis.
That was a couple of years ago, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess, what was the main motivation behind UPD applying for this grant?
Mostly Lieutenant Cullen, she is just a big advocate of, working with sexual assault
Right.
survivors and helping them as much as they could, and she saw a need for this kind of programming and providing this kind of funding to help enhance those programs so that all of UPD, other people on campus, including faculty, have these kinds of trainings, and Mosaic is able to also take care of our sexual assault.
What do you think that says about UPD and Lieutenant Cullen, the fact that they were able to jump on this initiative to just first and foremost apply for it?
Oh, it says a ton that they care about, our community, and it's not
Right.
just women.
Right.
It's everyone who end up in these situations. Unfortunately, that's obvious that they really care about everybody.
And what was the first action that they planned on getting or using the money for right away? Obviously, they probably have a lot of long-term deals over the 3 years, but what was their first thing that they wanted to address?
They didn't really specify specifically. I know that they will use it specifically for training purposes. That is
Okay.
a big deal, is making
Okay.
sure that all of their officers are capable of handling those situations.
And why did they feel like that was such a necessity to have their officers trained for situations like this?
I'm not sure. She didn't really address that as well,
Right.
but she, those situations are hard as it is.
Right.
So my biggest thought would be just being prepared.
Alrighty. Maddie, I think that is all the time we're going to have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us. If you guys want to read Maddie's article, make sure to check out this week's edition of the Northwest Missourian. Otherwise, we will see you guys next time.